Well, good morning. Aaron Walker coming to you live from the Greenway. Man, that feels so good saying that. I hadn't been able to say that in over a week. I've been out at Santa Clara, California to Brendan Bouchard's Expert Academy, which, by the way, is unbelievable. If you're looking for a great conference to go to that teaches you on marketing, Brendan Bouchard with Expert Academy is the man. It was an amazing experience. We spent 4 days out there. Tom Schwab, my COO, and I, Robin, went along and enjoyed Santa Clara. It was beautiful. We had a great time. And then at the last minute, I said, Robin, we may never get out this way again soon. Let's go on over to San Francisco and hang out. And we did. We spent the next 4 days touring San Francisco. It was awesome. But hey, this morning I feel like I'm home. I'm back on the Greenway. And I can't even imagine. I can't even begin to tell you how beautiful it is out here this morning. I'm watching the sun come up, and it is awesome. I wanted to tell you a couple of things about an interview that I did yesterday I thought was pretty fun. And I want to help you guys get out of the rut that you might be in. That's what I titled this. How do I get out of this rut? I was asked yesterday some of the things that I've noticed in coaching that seems to be a common thread. And one of the things is that we get ourselves into positions and situations that we really don't need to be in. And I want to tell you some of the things. And I've got to go back to California to tell you a couple of things. We went down to the concierge and said, hey, we want to go eat this or that. Where should we go? And the lady said, oh, you've got to go to this place in Chinatown. And we're like, why do we have to go there? Well, because everybody does. And I'm like, well, what about the food? That's what I'm interested in. Oh, this is the place. You got to go there. And then I thought about some other things that we did. People said, you got to go here, you got to go there, you got to do this. And I said, why do we have to do that? Well, it's where everybody goes. Well, that may not be what I want to see. What if I want to see this or that and it's not there? And it's this rut that we get in because everybody else does it. Everybody, it's the right place to live. It's the right place to be seen. It's the right car to drive. It's the right kind of house to live in because everybody expects you to, because everybody does. Well, let me tell you something. I don't want to go to Chinatown and eat Chinese food if I want fried chicken, right? It's not what I want. And that's what happens in our lives today. I asked a podcast host yesterday, I said, let me ask you a question. Geographically and financially, if there were no limitations, what would you do with your life tomorrow? And she didn't know what to say. She said, well, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what I would do, but I think I would travel. And I said, that'd last about 6 months. You go to all these fancy places and you'd be tired. There'd be no purpose. There'd be no meaning because people expect you to do that once you retire. You have plenty of money. You don't have a schedule you have to keep, and people expect you to do that. A lot of people expect you to live in a certain community because it's the right thing to do, or they expect you to drive a certain car because it's the right thing to do, or join that country club because everybody else does. Well, what if you don't want to join a country club? What if you want to live in a neighborhood where you can shoot your gun or shoot your bow or go out in the backyard and throw a football, and you can't do it in some of these subdivisions? What if you want to do that? The problem, the reoccurring theme that I see in people's lives today is, quite honestly, they don't know what they want. They don't spend enough time researching how they want to live their life. 6 years ago, Robin and I sold a big house that we had. We didn't need it anymore, and we didn't want it anymore. But a lot of people say, why are you doing that? Because we want to. We want a smaller house so we can be at the ball games with our grandkids. Why don't you go buy this kind of car? Because I don't want that kind of car. I drive a Toyota pickup truck because I like trucks. I don't want you to fall into the trap to where you think you've got to live a certain way because it's expected. It gets us in trouble financially more than anything because we are trying to keep up with other people. I want you to take time today to sit down with your spouse if you're married and say, what do we want? Say, I heard this old guy talking on a video today and he challenged me to think about what I want. Do you have the meaning and purpose in doing each and every day what you enjoy? Is that the reason you're doing this or that, buying this car or buying that car? I don't want to harp on it too long, but I want you to think through why you're doing what you're doing and if you're really enjoying it or if you're doing it because it's expected. I want you to think about it. I wrote a document called What Do I Want? It's on my website. You're welcome to go there and download it for free, viewfromthetop.com, and talk through these 25 questions that enable you to live the life of meaning and purpose that you want to live. Robin and I have sat on our porch now for almost 37 years deciding next year what we want to accomplish, what we want to do, where we want to go, the house we want to live in, how much money we want to make, the people we want to see, the money we want to give away. We don't do it because we should. We do it because we want to. It's the way of life we've chosen to live. So let me ask you a question. Today, geographically speaking and financially, if there were no limitations, what would you do tomorrow morning when you get up? If you can't answer that question, there could be a problem. NASA, listen, there is a problem in Houston or wherever it is. There's a problem if you can't answer that question. And I want you to be able to answer it like that. Quickly answer the question. Hey, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I'm doing this because it adds value and meaning and purpose to my life, to my family's life, and to those that are around me. And if you can't answer that question, I encourage you to spend some time on it, okay? Hey, I got to get back to exercising. I got to admit to you, I got to tell you something. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody else. I went off of my diet for 48 hours while I was in San Francisco. There's some sourdough bread there to kill for. I had to do it, so I got to put in an extra mile today to get that sourdough bread off of me. Well, listen, you guys have a great day. Think about the question I asked you. You can get out of the rut that you're in if you'll answer some of these questions and be honest with yourself. What do I want to do with my life and how do I want to live? Not because I should, but because I want to. I'm Aaron Walker coming to you live from the Greenway. Have a good day. We'll see you around.